and today I'm going to be singing I Love My India.
जब छेड़ा मल्हार किसी ने झूम के सा बनाया, आग लगा दी पानी में जब दीपक राग सुनाया।
I love my India.
of our time. Thank you. One more time. Now we'll invite the Beti Kebab. Srinivas will come here now. So you have 1.5 minutes.
Too much pressure.
Did you see red headset? What? Red headset.
कर चले हम पिता जानो तन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। कर चले हम पिता जानो तन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। सांस थमती गई, रात जमती गई, फिर भी बढ़ते कदम को न रुकने दिया। कट गए सर हमारे तो कुछ गम नहीं, सर हमारे का हमने न झुकने दिया। मरते मरते रहा बातपन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हमारे वतन साथियों। कर चले हम पिता जानो तन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हमारे वतन साथियों। जिंदा रहने के मौसम बहुत है, मगर जान देने का रोज आती नहीं। हुस्न और इश्क दोनों को रुसवा करे, वो जवानी के जो में नहाती नहीं। आज धरती बनी है दुल्हन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हमारे वतन साथियों। कर चले हम पिता जानो तन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। राह कुर्बानियों का न वीरान हो, तुम सजाते ही रहना नए काफिले। फतेह का जश्न इस जश्न के बाद है, जिंदगी मौत से मिल रही है गले। बांध लो अपने सर पे कफन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। खींच दो अपने खून से जमी पर लकीर, इस तरफ आ न पाए न रावण कोई, तोड़ दो हाथ अगर हाथ उठने लगे, छू न पाए न सीता का दामन कोई। राम भी तुम ही लक्ष्मण साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। थैंक यू सो मच। जय हिंद।
Very nice. Now I will invite Vahana. Just give it. I think he's going to represent the Indian flag, Indian military. Go to the middle. Okay.
Hello everybody, today my name is Arhan Shankar Mittipati and today I'm going to be singing a Telugu patriotic song. తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశ మాటనే కొలిచదమా, తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశ మాటనే కొలిచదమా, భావం భాగ్యం కూర్చుకొని సుఖ జీవనయానం చేయుదమా, భావం భాగ్యం కూర్చుకొని సుఖ జీవనయానం చేయుదమా, సాగరమే కల చుట్టుకొని సురగంగ చీరగా మలచుకొని, సాగరమే కల చుట్టుకొని సురగంగ చీరగా మలచుకొని, గీతగానం పాడుకొని మన దేవికి ఇవ్వాలి హారతులు, గీతగానం పాడుకొని మన దేవికి ఇవ్వాలి హారతులు, తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశ మాటనే కొలిచదమా, ఎందరో వీరుల త్యాగ బలం మన నేటి స్వేచ్ఛకే మూల బలం, ఎందరో వీరుల త్యాగ బలం మన నేటి స్వేచ్ఛకే మూల బలం, వారందరినీ తలచుకొని మన మానస వీధిని నిలుపుకొని, వారందరినీ తలచుకొని మన మానస వీధిని నిలుపుకొని, తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశ మాటనే కొలిచదమా, భావం భాగ్యం కూర్చుకొని సుఖ జీవనయానం చేయుదమా. నమస్తే.
Now I will invite Ayub.
Okay, thanks. Namaste. My name is Avya, and I am going to sing Vande Mataram today, composed by Mehbul Kotwal and Vairamuttu, and sung by A.R. Rahman. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. यहाँ वहाँ सारा जहाँ देख लिया है, कहीं भी तेरे जैसा कोई नहीं है। ऐसी नहीं 100 दिन दुनिया गुमा है, नहीं कहीं तेरे जैसा कोई नहीं। मैं गया जहां भी बस तेरी याद थी, जो मेरे साथ थी मुझको तड़पाती रुलाती। सबसे प्यारी तेरी सूरत, प्यार है बस तेरा प्यार ही। माँ तुझे सलाम, माँ तुझे सलाम, मामा तुझे सलाम। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम. வண்ண வண்ண கனவுகள் கருவுகள் வளர்த்தாய், வந்து மண்ணில் பிறந்ததும் மலர்களை கொடுத்தாய். அந்த பக்கம் இந்த பக்கம் கடல்களை கொடுத்தாய், நந்தவனம் நட்டு வைக்க நதி கொடுத்தாய். உந்தன் மார்போடு அணைத்தாய், என்னை ஆளாக்கி வளர்த்தாய். சுகவார் ஒன்று கொடுத்தாய், பச்சை வயல்களை நீ பரிசலித்தாய். பொங்கும் இன்பம் எங்கும் தந்தாய், கண்களும் நன்றியால் பொங்குதே. தாய் மண்ணே வணக்கம், தாய் மண்ணே வணக்கம். வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், वंदे मातरम. तेरे पास ही मैं आया हूँ, अपनी बाहें खोल दे. जोर से मुझको गले लगा लो, मुझको फिर वो प्यार दे. तू ही जिंदगी है, तू ही मेरी मोहब्बत है. तेरे ही पैरों में जन्नत है, तू ही दिल तू जान अम्मा. தாய் மண்ணே வணக்கம், தாய் மண்ணே வணக்கம். வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், வந்தே மாதரம், वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम. जय हिंद. थैंक यू.
Thank you very much. Great job. Yeah, Homam is very proud of your voice. Very good. Next one is Murthy.
Hi everyone, my name is Sanskriti. Today I'm gonna sing a song. हिंदू देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है, रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक है. हिंदू देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है, रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक है. बेला गुलाब चूही चंपा चमेली, बेला गुलाब चूही चंपा चमेली. प्यारे प्यारे फूल गुलते माला में एक है, प्यारे प्यारे फूल गुलते माला में एक है. हिंदू देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है, रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक है. की कोक न्यारी, पपीहे की तेल प्यारी, कोयल की कोक न्यारी, पपीहे की तेल प्यारे, गा रही तराना बुलबुल राग मगर एक है, गा रही तराना बुलबुल राग मगर एक है। हिंदू देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है, रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक है। गंगा यमुना ब्रह्मपुत्र कृष्ण कावेरी, गंगा यमुना ब्रह्मपुत्र कृष्ण कावेरी, जाके मिल गई सागर में हुई सब एक है, जाके मिल गई सागर में हुई सब एक है। हिंदू देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है, रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक है। थैंक यू एंड हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे।
Next, Pancha.
My name is Advait and I want to sing a song. Desham nanani nanani Desham manade tejam manade Desham manade tejam manade Gurutunna jenda manade నీతి మనదే జాతి మనదే నీతి మనదే జాతి మనదే ప్రజల అండదండ మనదే అందాల బంధం ఉంది ఈ నీలలో ఆత్మీయ రాగం ఉంది ఈ గాలిలో ఏ కులమైన ఏ మతమైన ఏ కులమైన ఏ మతమైన భరత మాట ఒకటే లేరా ఎన్ని ద్వేషాలున్నా మాకు ఎన్ని తేడాలున్నా దేశమంటే ఏకమౌతం అంతా ఈ వేళ వందే మాతరం అందా అందరం వందే మాతరం అందామందరం దేశం మనదే తేజం మనదే దేశం మనదే తేజం మనదే ఎగురుతున్న జెండా మనదే నీతి మనదే జాతి మనదే నీతి మనదే జాతి మనదే ప్రజల అండదండ మనదే అందాల బృందం ఉంది ఈ నేలలో ఆత్మీయ రాగం ఉంది ఈ గాలిలో ఏ కులమైన ఏ మతమైన ఏ కులమైన ఏ మతమైన భరత మాట ఒకటే లేరా ఎన్ని ద్వేషాలున్నా మాకు ఎన్ని తేడాలన్నా దేశమంటే ఏకమౌతం అంతా ఈ వేళ వందే మాతరం అందామందరం వందే మాతరం అందమందరం వందే మాతరం వందే మాతరం వందే మాతరం వందే మాతరం. Thank you.
Now, just like Pallavi and Murthy, this is the last Thank you, Pallavi. Now, this is the last participant, Sabaro Mitpati. Please come. Yeah, yeah. Use this one. Yeah, yeah, I want to use. Right? Let's finish. I know you all are hungry, but just a couple of more minutes, please. Yeah, I'm the only one doing lunch. Okay. Subhaya Namaha. Good morning, everybody. Very happy India 75th Independence Day to all of you. Originally, I thought this is only for kids, so I wasn't prepared. So if I mess this up, you know where I'm going. Okay, so. Patriotic songs, not speech. No, no, yeah, that's fine. Here we go. పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా ఆడి పాడవోయి విజయ గీతిక పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా ఆడి పాడవోయి విజయ గీతిక పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా నేడే స్వాతంత్ర దినం వీరుల త్యాగ ఫలం నేడే స్వాతంత్ర్య దినం వీరుల త్యాగ ఫలం నేడే నవోదయం నీదే ఆనందం నేడే స్వాతంత్ర్య దినం వీరుల త్యాగ ఫలం నేడే నవోదయం నీదే ఆనందం పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా ఆడి పాడవోయి విజయ గీతిక పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా
స్వాతంత్ర్యం వచ్చెనని సభలే చేసి సంబరపడగానే సరిపోదోయి. స్వాతంత్ర్యం వచ్చెనని సభలే చేసి సంబరపడగానే సరిపోదోయి. సాధించిన దానికి సంతృప్తిని పొంది అదే విజయమనుకుంటే పొరపాటోయి. ఆగకోయి భారతీయుడా, కదిలి సాగవోయి ప్రగతిదారులా. ఆగకోయి భారతీయుడా, కదిలి సాగవోయి ప్రగతిదారులా. ఆగకోయి భారతీయుడా. ఆకాశం అందుకునే ధరలొక వైపు, అదుపులేని నిరుద్యోగం ఇంకొక వైపు. ఆకాశం అందుకునే ధరలొక వైపు, అదుపులేని నిరుద్యోగం ఇంకొక వైపు. అవినీతి బంధు ప్రీతి చీకటి బజారు, అలముకొన్న నీ దేశం ఎటు దిగజారు. కాంచవోయి నేటి దుస్థితి, ఎదిరించవోయి ఈ పరిస్థితి. కాంచవోయి నేటి దుస్థితి, ఎదిరించవోయి ఈ పరిస్థితి. కాంచవోయి నేటి దుస్థితి. పదవి వ్యామోహాలు, కులమత భేదాలు, భాషాద్వేషాలు చెలరేగే నేడు. పదవి వ్యామోహాలు, కులమత భేదాలు, భాషాద్వేషాలు చెలరేగే నేడు. ప్రతి మనిషి మరి ఒకరిని దోచుకునేవాడే. ప్రతి మనిషి మరి ఒకరిని దోచుకునేవాడే. తన సౌఖ్యం తన భాగ్యం చూసుకునేవాడే. స్వార్థమే అనర్థ కారణం, అది చంపుకుంటే క్షేమదాయకం. స్వార్థమే అనర్థ కారణం, అది చంపుకుంటే క్షేమదాయకం. స్వార్థమే అనర్థ కారణం. సమసమాజ నిర్మాణమే నీ ధ్యేయం, సకల జనుల సౌభాగ్యమే నీ లక్ష్యం. సమసమాజ నిర్మాణమే నీ ధ్యేయం, సకల జనుల సౌభాగ్యమే నీ లక్ష్యం. సమసమాజ నిర్మాణమే నీ ధ్యేయం, సకల జనుల సౌభాగ్యమే నీ లక్ష్యం. ఏకదీక్షతో గమ్యం చేరిన నాడే, ఏకదీక్షతో గమ్యం చేరిన నాడే. లోకానికి మన భారతదేశం అందించునులే శుభ సందేశం. లోకానికి మన భారతదేశం అందించునులే శుభ సందేశం. లోకానికి మన భారతదేశం అందించునులే శుభ సందేశం. పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా, ఆడి పాడవోయి విజయ గీతిక. పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా, ఆడి పాడవోయి విజయ గీతిక. పాడవోయి భారతీయుడా. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we'll move on to the next category, which is a speech about India freedom. We still have a keynote speaker speech. Then we will distribute the participation certificates for even chess tournament participants also. Now I would like to invite Krishna Tyagarajan for this is a speech about India freedom fighters.
Hello everyone. Happy 75th Indian Independence Day. I'm going to tell a speech about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. was born on 14th November 1889. His place of birth is Prayagraj, India. He is India's first Prime Minister. Being born into an aristocrat family, Nehruji had a privileged upbringing. Nehruji is the founder of Children's Day, which is celebrated on November 14th of every year. Also, as a tribute to his birthday, it is celebrated. He was an anti-colonial nationalist, secure humanist, social democrat, and was an author. He was a central figure in India during the middle third of the 20th century. He was a principal leader of the Indian independence movement in the 1930s and 1940s. He talked about India and Indian condition under the British government, and the result of his work was very visible at the time. He loved children, and they too loved him. With love and respect, children like me call him Chachaji. With salute to the great Indian leader, Jai Hind!
Now I will invite Swati Mailarappa. Next, Ananya Andian. Okay. Give a big round of applause for Swati before she starts the speech.
Hello everyone, my name is Swati Malrappa and I attend Fox Chapel Area High School. Today I will be giving a speech about freedom fighter Manikarnika Tambe, also known as the Queen of Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai. Rani Lakshmibai was born on November 19, 1828. Her given name was Manikarnika Tambe. She went by the nickname Manu. Her mother was Bhagirathi Sapre and her father was Morapan Tambe. Her mother unfortunately passed away when she was only 4 years old. Her father served as the Bitor district's commander of war to Peshwa Baji Rao II. She had her education at home and learned to read and write. Besides her academics, she studied skills like shooting, equestrian horseback riding, and fencing. Her education was the opposite of cultural expectations for women during this time period in Indian society. Skills like horseback riding, fencing, shooting, and even reading and writing were deemed masculine and not appropriate for girls. Later, she married Gangadhar Rao, the Maharaja of Jhansi, becoming the Queen of Jhansi. After her marriage, she was called Lakshmibai. Her son Damodar Rao was born in 1851, but he passed away after 4 months. 2 years later, Gangadhar Rao passed away too. Before he died, he adopted his cousin's son Anand Rao, who was then renamed Damodar Rao. Lord Dalhousie, the British General of India, sought to take over Jhansi when the Maharaja died, applying the doctrine of lapse since the king did not have any natural heirs. The doctrine of lapse was a policy of annexation initiated by the East India Company. According to this policy, if the king did not have any natural-born heirs, then the kingdom would lapse to the British and would be administered and occupied by the British. As per this, The Rani was granted an annual pension and asked to leave the fort and kingdom of Jhansi. But Rani Lakshmibai would not quit so easily. She ruled over Jhansi as a regent for her minor son against the British order. British forces under the command of senior officer Sir Hugh Rose arrived at the Jhansi fort with the intention of capturing it in 1858. He demanded that the city surrender to him, otherwise it would be destroyed. The Rani refused, and instead she went on to train and lead her own army, composed of both men and women. She proclaimed this: "We fight for independence. In the words of Lord Krishna, we will, if we are victorious, enjoy the fruits of victory. If defeated and killed on the field of battle, we shall surely earn eternal glory and salvation." For 2 weeks, the battle went on, where the Rani led her army of men and women valiantly against the British. Despite courageous fighting, Jhansi lost the battle. The Rani, tying her infant son on her back, escaped to the city of Kalpi on horseback. Along with Tasya Tope, another Indian general in the Indian Rebellion of 1857. With his help and other rebel soldiers, the Rani captured the fort of Gwalior. Afterwards, she proceeded to the city of Morar, Gwalior, to fight the British. Rani Lakshmibai died while fighting in Gwalior on 18th June 1858, aged 23. Rani Lakshmibai is known for her outstanding bravery and contributions in the freedom struggle against the British. The enemy officer Sir Hugh Rose had even commented in the British report of this battle in Jhansi, remarkable for her beauty, cleverness, and perseverance, she had been the most dangerous of all the rebel leaders, the best and bravest of them all, despite being a woman. Rani Lakshmibai became a symbol of resistance against British rule for centuries until now, and even later for the nationalists in India. She is a symbol of courage, heroism, and equality. Thank you.
And now I will invite Ananya Soundarajan.
Namaste everyone, my name is Ananya Sandarajan, and today I'm going to be talking about a few freedom fighters. Indian Independence Day is celebrated annually on August 15th, and it marks the end of British rule over the nation. From the early 16th century to the mid-18th, Mughals ruled over a large part of northern India. They continued to exist until the mid-19th century, but they weren't as powerful. The British took over in 1757, and their rule finally came to a close in 1947. After a British victory in a battle, the English East India Company controlled India for a century, before being replaced by direct British rule during 1857 through 1858, after the first war that was fought for India's independence, also known as Sepoy Mutiny. After the events of World War I, the Indian independence movement gathered momentum. In the several battles for India's freedom, many courageous fighters sacrificed so much for their nation, including Bhagat Singh, Vanjinathan, Vavu Chidambarar, and Uttam Singh. My grandfather also took part in the movement, and his photo and name are included in Chennai's Freedom Fighter Memorial. Circa 1780 through 1790, Velu Nachiyar ruled over the Shivaganga estate in Tamil Nadu. Around 1780, her husband was killed in a battle with the East India Company, bringing her into the conflict. Velu Nachiyar escaped from Shivaganga and spent years planning an attack on the East India Company along with feudal merchants, and they began to fight against the British. Velu Nachiyar soon found the East India Company's ammunition depot, and her commander courageously sacrificed his life and blew up the building. Velu Nachiyar soon took back control of her land, and she ruled for another 10 years before being succeeded by her daughter. Jhansi Ki Rani, also known as Manikarnika, was the queen of the Maratha state of Jhansi along with her husband, Gangadhar Rao, who later died of sickness after their baby son passed away. One day, the British ordered the surrender of Jhansi, to which the Rani refused, causing a massacre. After stealing a large amount of money and threatening to destroy her home, they left, after announcing that they would send their troops to maintain control. When troops arrived, they found the palace armed and well defended and continued to demand that the city surrender. A large battle was fought, in which many of Jhansi's allies were called upon, but many events led the Rani to escape on horseback, along with her adoptive son and a group of guards. They camped in Kalpi and attempted to defend the city during attacks, with the troops led by Manikarnika herself. However, they were unsuccessful, causing Manikarnika and her allies to flee once more to Gwalior, where she tried persuading them to prepare in order to defend the city. She was not successful, and British troops attacked the city. In an attempt to protect Gwalior, Manikarnika fought on the battlefield herself, and sadly she had a tragic but honorable death. Because of the sacrifices made by these people and many more, India is the free country it is today. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Anya. It's great to know that your grandfather is also. Today's speech is Anya Guru. After that, Srinivasa keynote speaking is there.
Namaste everyone. My name is Anya. Today I'm playing the role of Lakshmi Bai, the warrior queen of Jhansi. Her childhood name was Manikarnika. She was an excellent horse rider, sword fighter, and was very well trained in martial arts. She got married to the king of Jhansi and was named Rani Lakshmi Bai after that. After her husband's death, British wants to take control of Jhansi. Lakshmi Bai was not willing to surrender her kingdom to Britishers. She says, I shall never surrender my Jhansi. So she decided to fight with Britishers, and she died on a battlefield with severe injuries. She was a great freedom fighter and a woman to remember in India's history for her courage and bravery. We miss you, Jhansi Rani. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Manikarnika. Please go that side. Do that one. Honorable Chairman Gangadhar Nagavandi to introduce our keynote speaker today. We are almost there. Just hold on.
Today's keynote speaker is Dr. Srinivasa, who is well known to our temple community and Pittsburgh Indian community. So just we want to take one couple minutes about Dr. Srinivasa. He is specialist in kidney diseases. He is a chairman, division of kidney disease in UPMC East. He is director, dialysis unit, Penn Hills. He was education committee chair for past 3 years. EC president in 2003 for Temple. Also, he was chairman in board for 2007. He played secretary role for SV Temple Board of Directors in 2002, and that was a 25th year celebrations served by SV Temple in many other standing committees. He appointed board appointed committees for 25 years. Dr. Srinivasa represented SV Temple in many national organizations of temples and chaired many sessions in national conferences. He also participated in interfaith activities in Pittsburgh and in White House also. So now I welcome Dr. Srinivasa to deliver his keynote speech. And kids, thank you for being patient and thank you for everyone. So, sir, please.
Namaste everyone. I hope you can hear me. It gives me a great pleasure to share a few thoughts. And I would like to, at the outset, thank the Chairman of the Education Committee, Sri Nageshwar Rao Mikkalaneni, and other members of the Education Committee for giving me this unique opportunity. It's so nice to see the children participate and some of them very nicely describe the attributes of the freedom struggle and also identified some of the famous characters, famous personalities who lost their life, who sacrificed their life for the freedom. Does anybody know among the children what's the special event called for the 75th anniversary of the independence? Anybody? It's called Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. In Hindi, Azadi means freedom. Amrut is something which you probably know, which gives you eternal life. There is no death for those who have drunk the Amrut. And in the Puranas, there always used to be an anxiety and hankering, a fight and many wars to get this Amrut, because the freedom from death was giving them a lot of freedom to live so many years. Mahotsav means it's a big celebration, right? Because it is 75th anniversary. So we are here celebrating on behalf of our motherland, almost 10,000 miles away. And when I see the youngsters who came here to participate today, it reminds me of my own childhood days. And I'm sure many of the adults who are here, you can relate to that. On this day, when we woke up in the morning, our adrenaline used to rush. For those of you who do not know what is adrenaline, it's a stress hormone. When you see the cobra, suddenly you jump out. And that's because of the hormonal action the adrenal gland in the body releases. So we were so excited on this day every year on the 15th of August. And I see that the same spirit is inculcated in you today. When you came out and then demonstrated the skills and whatever you told us, the future seems to be bright. Even though we are Americans of Indian origin, we have so much love. Today, India has come a long way. After 75 years, today our minds are free, our head is held high without any fear. And India, once a country which is underdeveloped, with very poor opportunities for education, good health facilities, clean water supply. Today, we are a developing nation, and very soon we will be among the developed countries in the world. Particularly in the past 25 years, India has done tremendous progress, which we should be proud of. So on this day, on behalf of all the adults, I would like to once again congratulate all the youngsters who have taken part to celebrate the India independence in the temple today. Now, the next topic I would like to briefly, because many of the kids have already, mentioned about the freedom struggle in their various activities today. A brief history of Indian independence. Some of you may not know. In 1664, East India Company came to India for trade. What started off as a business venture for them to come and trade with India, later they conquered the country and then ruled us for nearly 200 years. And as you can see, two participants today talked about Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai. The first war of Indian independence was in 1857, so-called Sepoy Mutiny. And at that time, there was armed rebellion. And, as a mark of tribute to women and the women's power, Jhansi Rani at age 23 valiantly fought the British. We lost it because we did not have the power of gunpowder. We only had the horses, the elephants, the brave men who fought with archery and swords. So we lost that battle. Those days, there was no federal government. Many of you know that India had 400 to 600 kingdoms, and they were fighting amongst each other, which the British exploited to their advantage. And after 1857, it looks like the large chunks of Indian land, which was grabbed by East India Company, was directly transferred to British government, and the government started, owning India and dictating terms. Can you just imagine, any of you, all of the kids who are here, you have no idea how not to have the freedom. You cannot think properly for yourself. You cannot get a job what you want. You cannot go to the school where you want. You cannot do anything. Sometimes even you cannot even own your own land. So that was the slavery under which the Indians were subjugated for nearly 200 years. Later in 1915, Mahatma Gandhi came back after his education from South Africa, and he started the freedom struggle. So if there is one person whom we owe a lot of reverence in India, it's the Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma means the father of the nation. That's the reason why we call him very dearly Mahatma. Gandhi believed to get the freedom, we have to have two fundamental things. One of them is the non-cooperation, because India had almost 400 to 500,000 people at that time, but the British were only maybe 50,000 or maybe 100,000 people. So he said, if we have an active non-cooperation movement, maybe we will get the freedom. Second, we would never go for armed struggle. Mahatma Gandhi was the first in the history to practice non-violence on a massive scale throughout the nation, and it became a beacon of hope not only for India, even for other countries. For example, I'm not sure how many of you know South Africa got independence because they followed the same non-violent path. Same thing here in this country in 1950s. Many of these children, as you grow up, you will learn about the black freedom struggle in 1950s and early 60s. It was Martin Luther King who got the stimulation from reading Mahatma Gandhi and his story. He even visited India, but he could not meet Gandhi because Mahatma Gandhi was brutally assassinated a year after India got independence in 1947. So even today, Mahatma Gandhi, through his non-violence and non-cooperation, is recognized all over the country. There's one thing he did not get, which is the Nobel Prize. But Mahatma Gandhi, a person of his stature, is above Nobel Prize. He's way beyond all that. So such is the heritage that we should be proud of. And that's one of the reasons why we celebrate Indian independence with so much jubilation, with enthusiasm, with joy. There is a pride moment for us to remember these patriotic heroes of yesteryears. Some of them you already mentioned, such as Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai. There are others who I would like to mention. These include Mangal Pandey, Nana Saheb, Tatia Topi, Veer Kunwar Singh. And even after Mahatma Gandhi started his freedom struggle in 1915, which later transformed in 1930 into more of a peaceful socialistic approach, there were a few others who believed firmly that violence is the only way. We have to have an armed struggle. And some of these include Chandrasekhar Azad, Shivaram Rajguru, Bhagat Singh, Sukadev Thapar, and Subhash Chandra Bose. It appears that in 1919, there was an act called Rowlatt Act, which led to indefinite detention. If anybody is arrested for activities which the British thought is anti-patriotic for them, that person can be indefinitely be in the jail forever. And that sparked the events, and later unfortunately led to the famous massacre of Jallianwala Bagh in Punjab, where 2,000 people were killed within a few hours by a brutal British general. So this is the struggle which we have gone through. But after 1930s, we have a peaceful transformation of this struggle. And some of this was, other than Mahatma Gandhi, there are a lot of poets also who gave us inspiration. For example, Rabindranath Tagore, Subramanya Bharati in the south, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyaya, and some of these leaders, particularly women leaders, like Sarojini Naidu, Preeti Lata Vaddedar, Kasturba Gandhi, they also promoted emancipation of women in the participation of freedom struggle. Baba Ambedkar championed the cause of the disadvantaged and lower sections of the Indian society. Today, India is free and it is progressing, and it is all possible by the courage and dedication of many people over the past 3 to 4 decades. Now, how is it celebrated? Indian independence. You have seen the American Indian independence, how they celebrate. Whereas in India, it's a little different story. Usually on the day of 15th in the morning in Red Fort in New Delhi, there's a lot of decorations done, a lot of celebration and jubilation. The Prime Minister unfurls the Indian national flag. There is an army parade and there is a 21 gun salute as a mark of tribute to these patriots. That follows by distribution of sweets. Throughout the day, as you can see here, what we had a mini cultural event and also exposition of the talent. So throughout the day, all through the country, in various states, organizations, including the temples, there is an event, a cultural event or a social gathering or a parade or a march, singing of the songs, dance dramas. So it's a celebration of happiness and remembrance as a tribute to the forefathers who brought us the independence. So that's the significance. Now, the hard part is the freedoms and independence we get is very fragile. Anytime, it can be taken away by dominating forces. So it's very important for us to recognize that freedom comes with responsibility. As children, you have a responsibility, right? Initially, when you were a child, less than a year old, you have a lot of freedom. But as you grow up, you become responsible. You go to the school. You need to do homework. You need to learn. You need to pass an examination. And as you get older, more and more responsibility. But you also have the freedom to think, freedom to choose. So freedom becomes very important, but there are two kinds of freedom. One, freedom to do what you like, and freedom at the same time not to do what you don't like. So this is very important. As you grow up and go to the college, particularly in the teenage years, you graduate from high school and go to the college, you have to make sure that you eat well, take care of yourself. First, you have a responsibility to your body, your mind. You sleep well at appropriate times, because these days everybody is into tablets, computers, iPhones, spending all through the night. All-nighters in the college is a very common thing. And you don't know the bad effects on the brain. You need to be able to eat better, exercise, sleep better, take care of your body first. Then only you can take care of other things. You'll be a good citizen, you'll be a good student in the long run. Each of us are dependent on everybody, right? Each person is dependent on other person. Each society, each community, each organization, state, nation, and even the nations are dependent on each other. So this is what is called a freedom with responsibility. Responsible freedom is very important, because we cannot waste our time hanging around with bad people, do drugs in the college, or start drinking alcohol, become addicts. So these are some of the things which you learn by coming to the temple, by celebrating such events. And one of the most important aspects for you to learn, today Indian Americans in this country are occupying very good jobs. Some of them are into politics. Some of them are becoming legislators, lawmakers. So it's very interesting to see how, because when we came, most of us were engineers and doctors. Later came the IT industry, but now there is so much diversification. So the Indian community is really progressing even in this country, and it is a time of joy for all of us come together to celebrate the 75th year of independence. Suffice it to say that in our faith tradition, in Sanatana Dharma, because it is a temple, I want to tell you one more thing. If you look at the Vedic system and the knowledge, the Vedic system says you have more rights. But what is most important? Your duties. Your duty is more important than your rights. So it's you can say, hey, what is this? There is no freedom in Vedic. It's not true. If you actually analyze it, when we see so many people as manifestations of the same God, even the animals, and we respect them, and we start seeing God in somebody other than us, then we know that everybody has rights. So that's the reason why the Vedic knowledge imposes more importance on the duties of each individual. And one of the fundamental duty is to recognize the divinity or the creation of God in every person, in every human being and animal. And that makes us very proud that this is the only science, spiritual science, which teaches us in the Vedic literature. The second thing is our Hinduism, Hindu faith tradition also emphasizes you have to be free without wants. Each one of us as children, I want the cell phone, I want the tablet, I want this, or it is me, all the time. You might have heard of that famous, right? But the Sanatana Dharma preaches you have to be free without being me. Okay? Without wanting everything. Because all of that, what we want, what we need, will only satisfy up to a certain extent. It is temporary. The happiness will go away. So the fundamental thing is to appreciate and being happy from inside out. So I thought, it is very interesting how from our faith tradition we can analyze the freedom. In closing, we should recognize that these fundamental rights continue to be challenged even today. Even in this country, you see that the fundamental institutions of democracy are challenged. Fundamental rights are challenged. And there is a lot of sentiment against immigrants. And there is still ongoing discrimination in all over the world, including this country. So it is important that as youngsters, we realize this, get involved in day-to-day activities and protect the freedoms what we have gotten so far. Because I'm sure if you ask only your grandparents, they will know what they have suffered under British. Because none of us have any idea how bad the freedom struggle was. With that, I would like to thank you all for a patient hearing. Let us once again, with folded hands, honor all the bravery and valor of all the patriotic heroes for the past 300 to 400 years who have given us this opportunity to enjoy the freedom in our motherland, India. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The one quote I got, freedom with responsibility. Everybody take that one. And on behalf of Education Committee, Rao is not here. We are just helping as volunteers. We would like to thank Dr. N.S. Srinivasa. Thank you very much for nice speech. Appreciate your time. I know you went to the hospital and but came here to give a good speech to the students. We greatly appreciate that your effort. Thank you, sir. Now we have a high demand for this program. We got a participant at the last minute. She wants to show her costume, Lahari. Please come and show what you want to show. We are waiting. Then Sharvari wants to talk about the freedom fighters. After that, I will invite Tyagu for chest ornament things and participation certificate distribution. So here comes, I think, Manikarnika, another Manikarnika in a small frame. She is on the stage right now. You want to talk? Yeah. It looks like after Srinivasa speech, everybody wants to talk now.
Namaste, my name is Lahari and I'm 4 and I'm dressed up as Jansi Kirani Lakshmi Bai. I shall not leave my Jansi. We fight for independence.
Thank you, Lahari. Sharvari, she wants to talk about our freedom fighters. can take this.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Keladi Chennamma. Keladi Chennamma was the queen of Keladi kingdom in Karnataka. She took birth in the household of a man called Siddappa Shetty. Chennamma married King Somashekara Nayak in 1667 CE. After Somashekara's death in 1677, Chennamma efficiently handled the administration of the Keladi Nayak dynasty. During her reign of 25 years, she repelled the advance of the Mughal army led by Aurangzeb from her military base in the kingdom of Keladi located in Sagara, Karnataka, India. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharmari. So another request came in. Some here wants to sing a song. Jayashree, go with that. You want to take this? I promise after this, my distribution.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த எழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத தந்தமிழில் தெற்கனமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்கு சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகம் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழலங்கே தமிழலங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திரும்பி அந்த செயல் மறந்த வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Chess tournament. I'm going to invite him and he's going to announce the name. At the same time, I would like to invite chairman, vice chairman, trustees come here. He will hand over and you can distribute the participation certificates. There is a small gift, a memory card for the chess tournament participants. But whoever participated today, as I said in the beginning of this program, we couldn't get the cards. But I'm going to take the only for kids. I hope elders are okay with that. We'll take the email addresses, and I go to the operation manager. She will buy the e-gift cards, and email will come to you. But participation certificates will be given right now. We'll start with the chess tournament participants first, then India Independence Day celebration participants. Finally, we'll do the Janaganamana. All of us can come to the stage, we'll do it, and then we'll disperse after the lunch. Okay? Thank you all very much for your time. It's a great participation today. Thank you. Tagu.
Thank you everyone for the patience and time. Able to hear me, right? So, thanks again and thanks once again and coming for the India Independence Day, and I see the kids are performed, and a lot of enthusiasm among everyone, and the elder one and the younger generation and the senior generation all participated in the keynote speech by Sini was very nice, I think. Okay, it was nice, and we saw overall participation in the chess tournament, very like a huge number of participants this time. I think thanks for the community to come forward and help the event a great one, and I see like that we see a participation from the 4 years to 60, 70 years in the chess tournament, and then that was awesome. And we had participants across all over the United States. Like we have some from Texas and we have some Connecticut. People were very excited to connect with the temple and community, and also uh, be part of it. So thanks once again. I will not take much time. So I'm going to read the category and the names. It will be like, I know like many people have not turned up from on the chess tournament for the award recipient. So who are there at this point, can you come to me and tell your name so I can announce it, and we will distribute the prize for them and the certificate. So the first category we have is under 8 beginner. We have anyone from that? So your name? Vishwan. So you're in which?
Vishwan Kalasa.
The under 16.
Under 16. Vishwan?
No, this one.
No. Let me. No, wait, one second. Yeah. So over on the chess tournament, please line up with the names. I'll call the category, and over in the category, we'll award with that. Okay. So anybody on under 8 beginner, can you come forward? So under 8 beginner. Okay. So we have Vishwan, the first one. Yeah. You can come in the front. You can go in the center. So form a line next to me so that I can. And Vishant was top in the beginner group. And I think we have Avyut. No, right? So no, Avyut.
I do have
Avyut is here. Avyut. Mayur. Okay. Sorry, we did the virtual, so we don't see in person, so faces are not been. That's it. And next is Krishan Tyagarajan.
What is your name? Raghav? You can say it. You don't have to.
Only 3 people, first top 3 will get that. He's participating certificate. Yeah. Top 3 will get the prizes, and rest will get the participation certificate.
Go ahead. Move to the center, please.
Anybody in under 8 beginner? We have any more people? So we'll move on to under 12 beginner. Anybody from under 12 beginner? Yeah. So what's your name? I don't know. Okay. Can you line up? Yeah. Can you line up? Very fast.
Should I give card or not? You have to tell.
Yeah. Mithun participation.
Mithun, no?
Mithun. So we have Mithun.
Go to the center.
So encourage the kids. I think they did a good job in be patient in the tournament. Like the tournament was run for 4 hours, and they are in virtual, and they have been sticking around, and they played very well. and they show the sportsmanship. And next we have Netashree. She is the topper in the under 12 beginner.
So, thank you. 1 second. We want to go to the middle so that we can see the flag. So
Yeah.
this is only. We'll go to the middle.
So whenever you get the prize. Next we have Dhanyashi Tyagarajan. She's second.
You go there. I'll give it with this one. One more.
Yeah, one more. I'll ask you. And we have Keshav Madhavan, who is also top 3 on the group. Top 3. Yeah.
The card, right?
Yeah.
Please come here.
So any more we have on under 12 beginner? Any more participation in? Okay. So when we'll move on to under 12 intermediate. Adrat, right? He's at the top. Oh, yeah, with the card. We have Adrat. So Ethan, right? And we have Ethan. He is the topper in the under 12 intermediate. And we any more people from under 12 intermediate came. Okay, we'll move on to under 17 intermediate. Under 17. Which one? Next group. Sorry, I ordered it. This one. First one. Yeah. So under 17 we have Rishwan, Arish, Sundarbabu. And we have any under 17?
My brother got the under 17. Karthik.
Okay, Karthik. Okay. Karthik Murthy. Yeah. With the card. Yes. Collect for your brother. So for his brother he is collecting. The winner is Karthik Murthy. So we have an open group. Arish is there? Yeah, come on. Yeah. What's the card? The open. So next we have open tournament. I think want to give a great amount of applause because he is in under 17, but he want to participate in open and he participated with all age group. So it was tough. He was topper. And congrats to all the participants and the winner. I think overall kids enjoyed it and liked it. I believe the participation was huge, and we'll try to connect more often. And annual we'll try to have in person next time. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Garuda. Just called from India. I want to congratulate all the participants. We want to say best of luck for the education committee. Okay, now all the best of my part is done. Now today's program is I'll also invite our management. I will call our chairman to sing here. Aishwarya
மிஸ் பண்ண கடை வச்சிருந்தேன்.
Thank you, Aishwarya.
இருங்க அது நல்லா அது வந்துருக்கு. ஓகே ஓகே அவருக்கு தெரியும். One thing, we have Saranam from Open, which is one. Yeah, he is here. Okay. So, I think from Open we have many people, and I want to specify this name because he was very from the day one he was trying to keep connect with us and asking how is it going to happen, and he is always there, and he did a good fight with people. His name is Saranam Padmanabhan. He's young, but he's given. Sorry. Anyone else in the chess participation is there? Please come down if you didn't get a certificate and prizes. You can approach me or the temple. We'll be able to sort it out. Thank you.
Now I will invite Abhinav Mailarappa.
Yeah,
Secretary is going to hand out the participation certificate. He will get the gift card in an email.
Yeah,
He gives the right email.
Vijay Kumar. அவர் வந்து
Anish Zoor.
under 5th ஓகே. அப்புறம் வேற சொல்லுங்க. வேற வந்து பாலசுப்ரமணியம் அவர் வந்து 9th ரைட். ஓகே. வேற யாரு வரும்? அவ்வளவுதானா? மெமரி கார்டு தராங்க. இவங்க தான் ஏதோ கம்ப்யூட்டர் மாட்டிடா உங்களுக்கு.
Will hand over the participation certificate. Thank you very much.
மெமரி கார்டுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. எனக்கு ஐடியா இல்லைங்க. எனக்கு நான் வந்து கோஆர்டினேட் பண்ண ப்ரைஸ் அவங்க தான். கூகுள் பாருங்க, எனக்கு தெரியல. நான் மெசேஜ் அனுப்புறேன் பார்த்து. இதை உடச்சி இதில் போடுது நினைக்கிறேன். உடச்சி ஷார்ட் மாதிரி மொபைல்
Thank you for your participation.
Yes. Sorry, I was busy. I don't want to miss people who came to us. So, Abid, Prabhakar, yeah, you message me. Yeah. Ayush, he get the card, this one, and Abhyut Iyer.
Okay, thank you. Now I'll invite Swara Srinivas. Thank you, Swara. Great. Now for this, I'll invite even Subara Garu. Please stand here. Come here. This side, both. It's son. Come. This is Arhant Mithipati. The trustee plus father. Thank you, sir. Next, Avyukt Mayurnan. Thank you, Avyukt. Next is Advait Mallikarjuna. Thank you, man. Next, Samskriti. Next, Krishna Tyagarajan. Krishna. Sorry.
3? Good job. No.
No, just section.
Just good job.
I'd like to invite Swati Mailarappa. This is Ananya Soundarajan from Jayashree Soundarajan. Srinivas Soundarajan is missing here.
Oh.
Nice one, Ananya.
Good job.
And Sharvari Maya.
Wow.
And the last in our list, if we miss it, it's not last. Lahari Maya. If I miss any name, please don't worry, we will create certificates. Did I miss any names? We always do perfect.
Spelling mistakes.
Yeah, if any spelling mistakes, last names missing and all, please excuse and or come to us and we will correct that part. Thank you all very much. Now we will do the Janaganamana. All of you, parents, kids and everybody come to the stage. We'll do the Janaganamana and then we'll disperse for the food. Food will give the preference to the kids first. Thank you all very much for your participation.
Spelling mistake.
Soundarajan. Yeah, we have other one mistake. Everybody go. Do you guys want to show the flag, if you don't mind? Can you make the space for the flag? Anyway, if you can show the flag. Sorry, come to the stage. Good, sir. Yagu. Sir, పెట్టండి సార్ పర్లేదు మీరు కూడా రండి పెట్టేసి మీరు కూడా రండి కనపడదు వచ్చిన వెయిట్ పర్లేదు సార్ కనపడతారు అందరు లోపల మీరు రండి మీరు ఇద్దరు పెడదామా
రెండు పెడతాను
కూర్చోండి సార్
ఈ మధ్యలో పెట్టు
వెళ్ళిపోద్ది అటు చూపిస్తున్నారు మరి One second. ఇక్కడ పెట్టండి సార్ చేయాలి కనపడి ఏమవుదు ఇంక పెట్టండి సార్ ఇక్కడ పెట్టండి సార్
Jain. Bharat Mata ki. Jai. Bharat Mata ki.
One photo, please.